Consistency is sexier than talent. Talent will get you noticed, but consistency will get you remembered. We often admire people who are gifted, but we respect the ones who show up. When it's boring, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when it's not trending, deep down we all know that talent might impress you, but consistency is what can change your life. So why is talent overrated? It's simple. Our culture is obsessed with talent. We all love the viral singer with the perfect voice. We idolize the genius who codes an app overnight. But talent without consistency is wasted potential. Naturally gifted people often struggle because they lean on ability instead of discipline. And the earlier you realize that consistency is what talent pretends to be, the better for you. Growing up as a pastor's kid, I used to sing a lot. So there was a little bit of talent in there, but nobody knew I could sing and nobody knew my name aside from people in my father's church. So one day I got invited by my friend who knew I could sing. That day I sang and the pastor was like, "Wow, would love to have you back again." I came back for the next program and I sang again. Some guest speakers at the program met me after service and they were like, "Wow, I would love to invite you to sing in my church." And that is how I started moving from place to place to place to sing. And that is how people knew my name. And that is how people could sit in rooms where I was not present and talk about me. And someone else would be like, "Oh yeah, I think I've met her before. Yeah, I think I've heard of her before." The more I showed up, the more I had bigger platforms and better opportunities to even show up more. But here's the catch. When I decided at some point in my life that I was going to put a pause to singing and pursue other things, all I just needed to do is politely decline and stop showing up. And when I started doing that, nobody else would invite me because they know I will come up with an excuse not to show up. So you need to beware, because once you start being consistent, you need to keep being consistent to stay relevant. You begin to lose interest in things that you regularly did. Sometimes you even become less skillful in doing something you used to do very well. Michael Jordan wasn't the most talented. He was even cut from his high school varsity team, but he practiced more than everyone else. And that consistency made him a legend. Stephen King was rejected 30 times before his first book was ever published, but he kept on writing daily. But his consistency turned his rejection into a billion-dollar career. Here's the science behind consistency. Neuroscience explains why consistency is so powerful. Through neuroplasticity, your brain literally reshapes itself through repetition. Every time you repeat a habit, journaling, exercising, reading, you curve pathways in your brain. And over time, those pathways become your identity. Neuroscience explains why consistency is so powerful. And that's why James Clear said in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are dreams, but consistency is structure. So here's how you're going to build consistency that will outshine talent. You're going to lower the bar and raise frequency. What does that mean? Don't aim to be perfect. Aim for daily, 1 page, 1 rep, 1 post. The second thing you're going to do is disconnect yourself or detach yourself from applause. Don't be consistent only when people notice. Be consistent even when no one cares. And that's where true power is built. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to stack identity and not outcome. Don't say, "I want to write." Say, "I am a writer." Ask yourself, will the person I'm trying to become do this before you do it? And move like you are already who you are trying to become. Act like a billionaire if you want to be a billionaire. Act like an influencer if you want to become an influencer. You post as if you were even before you become. And then the next thing you're going to do is that you're going to anchor it to purpose, because talent without meaning burns out and consistency with purpose becomes unstoppable. So now you know talent might get you into a room, but consistency keeps you there. Talent turns heads for a moment, but consistency builds legacies for a lifetime. So stop asking, "Am I talented enough?" and start asking, "Am I consistent enough?" Because when the lights fade and the applause stops, what's left is not the talent, it's the daily rhythm of showing up. And that is sexier than talent.